Hi and welcome to my recorded Monday Live. As you can see, I've got the grey background in the behind me, whereas usually I have my open office. Why am I recorded? I'm in Cornwall. I've gone down to Cornwall for a 5-day event. Hopefully we'll have some fun there in the winter, of course, but in Lanhydrock. And I'll report back when we get back. But hopefully we will have had a fun first event there. We've done other events in Cornwall, of course, down in Falmouth, and we're doing that next year. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So what have we got for you? Well, we're finishing sacrificing today. So some more examples that have been sent in. Hope you enjoy them. And then next week, and next month, as it were, December, we are dealing with high cards. So we're moving over to declare a play. In many ways, what you might call straightforward elements of it, but the fundamentals of declare a play. So really important aspects. The way I describe it is, if you have been playing cards all your life, a lot of what I'll talk about over the next month will be, you'll think, oh, surely that's normal. But for those people who haven't played cards all their life, so many little aspects of card play are so alien and difficult, and it's important to keep practicing and try to get there, as it were. I've got the beginners stuff at the end. I've got a bidding quiz, and I haven't got a hand evaluation. This one I'm thinking of trying to change the style, maybe go back to the biddings and things like that for that. So I didn't do one on Friday, so I haven't got one for you today. So we'll be going straight into the seminar in a moment. The prize teams last week was quite fun. It was close one thing. This week on Wednesday, obviously I'm away, so you have a pre-record of a pairs game that I played last week. Why am I laughing? Because it was hard. It was hard. We didn't do a huge amount wrong, but we didn't get good scores. So if you want to see me suffering, you can enjoy that next Wednesday. See what you think. I've got to get used to sort of commentating on live pairs, because teams is more easy for me. I can take my time and take you through the hand. With the pairs, it's often quite quick because I've got to keep up. And actually, sometimes I find I've got 3 or 4 minutes left at the end of the round. So I'll work on that and hopefully work on getting better scores as well. But I hope those of you who played enjoyed it, and I hope those of you who watch it will enjoy it on the Wednesday. On the Fridays at the moment, what are we doing? We are finishing off with third-hand bidding. Of course, that's a special offer, so I'll say that there for this coming week. Although I will say that time has changed, so it's not at 11 a.m. It's going to be, believe it or not, at 1 p.m. So next Friday is going to be at 1 p.m. Why? Because I'm coming back from Cornwall. I will do the journey, have a little rest, and then do the live. I prefer doing them live than to pre-record. Like this one is obviously a pre-record because it's nice to have interaction with the viewers. Also, it's nice to feel that you're talking directly to someone rather than just recording it. What else have we got? Well, I just wanted to mention the Christmas. Our main Christmas event is at Denham, and we have a series of events. We have the Christmas event, Twixmas, which is 27th to the 29th, as you can see, and then the New Year event. So all 3 events there available at Denham. You also have a Twixmas and a New Year event at the Old Barn in Lincolnshire. Do book those up because they are getting closer. And we do have fun at those events, I do have to admit, so you can come and join in the fun. Clearly, as some of you may have discovered, singles are a bit tight. So we've opened up the waiting list there and got a few extra people on, but there's still room for couples if you fancy it. What else have we got on? The odd cruise. So go to Netherlands. This is a lovely chance to experience cruising at a sort of lower price, because it's a five night little cruise there to the to the tulips, maybe in Holland. So it is a thought. The other one there is my trip to Croatia. So you can see all of this, of course, on the website BNB Holidays, BNB Holidays, and do look at them. We're trying to branch out. As a number of you say a lot, we are not going up north enough. I really am trying. I promise you, I really am trying to find hotels. I've had lots of suggestions. It's not easy to get the right price and the right time. So we are working hard. Mark in the office, who is involved with the weekends, etc., has sort of applied to 20 or 30 different hotels, and a lot of them not coming back. Some of them aren't even open again, I should say. So, you know, because it's been difficult times. So we shall see. Okay, enough of that. On to our PowerPointing. So the sacrificing, what I'm going to do is, I remember, I think John said last time I did this last Monday, he said, haven't I seen this before? Well, you will have seen it before again, because I'm just going to simply start with exactly the same slides that I've done a couple of times, just to get us ready for the examples and remind ourselves, first of all, what a sacrifice is, which is basically aiming to go down in a contract, not always aiming to go down in a contract, but actually ending up going down in a contract, which costs us less than the opponents make. So let's put up an example. 4 hearts making 620. If you give away anything less than that, so for example, if you were in 4 spades undoubled -5, that would only be 500 as well. So in theory, you could call that a successful sacrifice because your opponents didn't double you. Most of the time we are sacrificing. So when we outbid the opponents, we expect to get doubled. And that's what we plan for. And earlier in the month, we were looking at the various values of those doubles. So understanding how far you can go off. Here, I've got a game all situation. When you're non-vulnerable, it is surprising how far you can go off. And we are going to look at that in a moment. And of course, what I put up there is a traveler to exhibit the idea that a good sacrifice is not far off from a bad sacrifice. So the idea is that at non-vulnerable against vulnerable, you can go 3 off in a contract. 500 gets you a complete top. And if you can do that 3 out of 4 times, 3 complete tops and 1 complete bottom is actually quite good. And therefore, if you're bidding enough, you should get -800s every so often. Okay, they don't feel good, but hopefully you'll find you're getting enough good sacrifices. If you find every time you try to sacrifice it's wrong, we've got to try and work out why. And hopefully you've had. I'm hoping that people have really tried this month. And if you have really been trying to sacrifice more, you should have experienced a lot of 800s. Okay, really important that, because if you haven't been trying hard enough. Okay, so example hand. So again, I'm going to go to Q+, of course, for this. So off I go. Remember, sometimes you may have to tune in again, as it were. Not tune in again, but adjust your sets, as it were. It doesn't take too much, and you should see this clear enough. So let's look at this example. I'm going to show you how the bidding starts. It's 1 diamond from south. It is now your bid. So it's 1 diamond from south. Nobody is vulnerable. And what do you fancy? Now I'm going to make a bid which wasn't bid at the table. At the table, they made a 1 spade overcall. For me, this is more like a 4 spade bid. Okay, I would feel that I want to get my hand off in one go. I don't want to bid 3 spades, because 3 spades would be the same hand without the ace of spades. I've got 7 tricks in spades, the king of clubs, and if my partner's got some help, I might make 4 spades, but more importantly, I might just make 1 trick against the opponent's contract. And if they've got a void in spades, none at all. My spades are fantastic in a spade contract, but very poor in any other contract, in the sense that you'll expect someone to have a singleton. So I'm prepared to go the whole hog and bid 4 spades. Now, what I'm going to do is quickly change the configuration here and become North. So it's got 1 diamond, 4 spades, and it's your bid. And I think that's pretty tricky. I think 4 spades has made it quite nasty for you. What do I think? Wow. I'm going to bid 6 diamonds, possibly. Is that giving up on 7? I mean, it's hard to believe that I haven't got a good chance in 6 diamonds, isn't it? Can you see that? I mean, I give your partner, you're not expecting partner to have much in spades. He might have the ace of spades. So West, we know he hasn't, but West could have a king, queen, jack to 8 or something like that. But even if he's missing that, you feel that most of his, I mean, give him ace, queen to 5 diamonds, and surely you've got a reasonable chance. I mean, he's got to have another card. Give him a king and surely slam looks good. If you want to bid it accurately, you might bid 5 spades, I suppose. So, I mean, I think 5 spades in this auction would show a void. It's clearly going for, I mean, you're forced to be in a small slam. You're inviting a grand slam. Does that make sense? Remember, if you make a bid that forces your partnership to a small slam, again, I mean, 5 spades here is not suggesting partner bids 5 no trumps. It is suggesting partner we're in 6 diamonds. It might get you higher. Okay, I'm not too worried about what you bid. What I'm going to do is open up all the hands and look at the hands. So this hand was sent in by Margaret. So thank you, Margaret, for it. I'm going to take control of all the players there. Let's have a look. So if the hand bids 6 diamonds, I mean, let's say they bid 6 diamonds. I mean, my view of things here with the East hand, I'm not sure you've got a trick for your partner here. You know, your partner could easily, as it turns out, you can ruff a club. And that's an important trick. If you can't ruff a club, you could be going too far off in 6 spades here. Let's see how far you're going off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 4 off. So 4 off would be a save. 4 off in 6 spades is a save. Can you understand that? So let's just quickly work that out. 6 diamonds is worth 920. It's hard, this, isn't it? 6 diamonds is worth 920 non-vulnerable. So 4 off doubled would be 800. Okay, 4 off doubled would be 800. But it just so happens your partner's got 3 clubs. Imagine your partner had 3 hearts instead. So if you move the 5 of clubs there and make it the 5 of hearts, can you see that you would lose 3 hearts, a diamond, and 2 clubs? That would be 5 off and a complete bottom. So I think your 4 spade bid there has really mixed things up. And I'm not sure you need to sacrifice here. And it turns out, I think, that 6 diamonds might get you a good score, because at a lot of other tables, the bidding has gone 1 diamond, just 1 spade. North has been able to double. So let me just show you that. So if you just make a simpler, and this is what happened at the table, North is able to double, promising 4 hearts. I think at the table, East just bid 2 spades. I think I might have bid a bit more, but they found their heart fit. And funnily enough, I think 6 diamonds here is going to be a reasonable score for East-West, because I think a lot of pairs might be in 6 hearts. Not sure many will get to 7 because it's on a finesse. Okay, but 6 hearts is worth a lot more than 6 diamonds, 980 instead of 920. So I think if you bid jump up to 4 spades, hopefully you make them guess. And I would have thought 6 diamonds is a reasonable guess with the North hand there. Furthermore, some might just bid 5 diamonds. So it might go 1 diamond, 4 spades, 5 diamonds. And now 5 diamonds is worth 420. And that is a complete top. Because of course 5 spades and 6 spades are going going down 500 and 800 respectively. So it's an interesting hand. Should you sacrifice against a slam? I'll tell you that Margaret did. Margaret and her partner did bid 6 spades, and they got a reasonable score because 6 spades turned out to be a good sacrifice. Of course, 800, and a lot of people were in a slam. I mean, you can imagine if your partner opens 1 diamond, you are sitting with just a 5 loser hand opposite it. But I think six diamonds will get you a reasonable score as East-West as well, because a lot of people who are bidding the slam will be in 6 hearts, and 6 hearts is the top score. So I'm always dubious about whether we should sacrifice against a slam. But here, obviously, if you know your partner's got spade support, for example, if you'd chosen a 1 spade overcall and your partner had jumped to 4 spades, you would know that one of your opponents had a void. Now, yeah, sure, I will sacrifice, because I will believe I don't even have a spade trick, and that's the key. Okay, let's go to the next one. Am I right? Yeah, okay. Okay, let's have a look and see what happens in this one. This one's sent in by James. Everybody's vulnerable. Let's see what happens. 1 spade double, 3 diamonds, which I think is alerted as showing, I don't know. I haven't looked at that. I was assuming it was just going to go 4 spades. It's showing spade support and diamonds, I think. So what are you thinking with your hand? That's the key. I was sort of assuming it was going to go 1 spade doubled 4 spades here, so I've got a shock. If it went 1 spade doubled 4 spades or 1 spade doubled 3 diamonds, I'm sort of thinking the same kind of thing with this hand. I'm thinking I want to bid. I have no idea who's going to be making what, but I've got the type of hand that wants to be playing the contract. Does that make sense? So I am going to bid. I might bid 3 hearts here. I think I've been given the opportunity. So let's see what happens if I do. Okay, so partner hasn't supported my hearts, but I'm pretty sure, given the opponent's excitement that they're making 4 spades, I'm prepared to gamble here. I've got 1 trick at most against 4 spades. Are you happy with that? Okay, the Queen of Hearts isn't a defensive trick. Clearly, I'm not going to make a clubs. I'm going to make the Ace of Diamonds. My partner's double is surely not based on length in spades. Okay, I would feel he'd have made another bid over 3 spades if he's got a strong hand. I've shown a reasonable hand. So for me, I'm going to bid 5 clubs here. Partner, I think either we make 5 clubs or we're going to have a reasonable sacrifice. Are you happy with that? Okay, because of my void in the spades. So partner's chosen to go to 5 hearts eventually. I'm assuming we're going to get doubled in that as well. Okay, so let's open up the hands, see if we're happy with our decision-making procedure. Well, partner's got 16 points, so he has got a nice hand. We've got the majority of the points, so we are, you know, in a way you're hoping to make the contract. But actually, I think you're going to do okay. Amazingly, look because they've got such a huge fit, your opponents. I think they're just losing 1 heart, 1 diamond and 1 club. And we sort of guessed that from our hand. We're believing from the south hand, we're believing that with only 1 defensive trick here, that surely they're going to be making game most of the time. And it turns out they are. They are indeed making a game because they have such a huge fit. They are going to make 4 spades. Can you see that? They're not losing any trumps, clearly. They just draw the 2 trumps and they can ruff as much as they want. That's what happens when you've got a big fit. So, of course, they just lose the singleton heart, the singleton diamond and 1 club, assuming we lead clubs early enough. So 4 spades is making. So what does that mean? Well, they make 620. We need to make 9 tricks. And I'm more comfortable in 5 clubs, actually. I think that would have been easier because we can, but I mean, let's just have a quick look. And just see how the play might go. You'd expect a spade lead. Do you know, I'm tempted just to draw trumps here. I don't know they're breaking 4-1 yet. That's not pleasant. Do not ruff a spade at this point. It's all about your clubs. Okay, so what you need to be doing now is attacking the clubs. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we attack the clubs. What do the defence do? They play another spade, but we can win that. And we're now going to play our club winners. Okay. That's a bit troublesome for us. We may have to duck that, I think. Yeah, so we've got to duck that. And we might go an extra one off there, but we make the rest. Okay, I think we maybe could do better than that, but it's still okay, isn't it? Can you see? We're only 2 off. So all our clubs are winners. Okay, the key was to keep an entry to your club winners there. So that would cost 500. You maybe could do better if you play on clubs early, but of course you don't know the hearts are breaking badly. So I think it's reasonable to play the Queen of Hearts and Ace of Hearts and hope the hearts are breaking evenly. You could have put the 10 of diamonds in or the Queen of diamonds in. None of them would have worked, unfortunately. But if you play the Ace of diamonds too early there, you'd never get back to your club winners. So I think you did need to duck that diamond switch. So 500 is a great score. Crazy, isn't it? 500 is a great score. So 5 clubs is even better, I think. I think you might, well, no, they'll get a diamond off, I think, if they, yeah, no, so if West leads, I mean, they're probably likely to lead the Ace of Spades, but if they lead a diamond, they will definitely get a diamond off, won't they? But then you might get a heart discard. So it's close, I don't know. But it's I'd feel safer in 5 clubs. I think I'd have preferred North to pass my 5 clubs. But I can see why he sort of went back to hearts. He knows he's got a fit there. But a good score. So that, I think, was a great example of a sacrifice. So let's look at one more. Let's have a look. I'll take that off and we're going to look at this one. Okay, this, I mean, interestingly, on the previous one, we didn't really know whether we were sacrificing or not. I was hopeful when I'm bidding 5 clubs and 5 hearts, particularly 5 clubs, I'm hopeful of making the contract. And if I'm honest, if hearts had broken evenly there, I think you've got a reasonable chance of making. Can you see that on the previous hand? So, and that's often what sacrifices come from, particularly when you're vulnerable. Okay, nobody vulnerable here. You've got 8 diamonds there. What do you fancy? What do you fancy? I'm going to be honest. I'm going to open 4 diamonds. I mean, if I was non-vulnerable against vulnerable, might open 5 diamonds. I think when I gave this to Q+, opened 3N, 3 no trumps. I prefer Ace, King, Queen to 7 at least. I guess you've got the 8th diamond. It's okay. I mean, the problem is when you open 3 no trumps, the gambling 3 no trumps, you're really saying, partner, I have 7 tricks. Whereas here, you're going to need to pick up the diamond suit to make 8 diamonds. I don't like 3 diamonds though. I think 4 diamonds is best here. Let's see how the opponents manage with that. And that gets passed out. So let's see the hand, because it's a really interesting one. Because it turns out we've got a double fit. This was sent in by Jill. And I'm told that at the table that East made an overcall of some sort. So whether East bid 5 clubs, I don't know. 5 clubs over 4 diamonds. Over 3 diamonds, I think it's likely to go 3 diamonds, probably pass 3 hearts, and East-West find their fit. And the thing is, I think that, interestingly on this hand again, I think they will bid to 5 hearts, expecting to make it. And the strange thing on the hand is that I think 5 diamonds is going to make a lot, isn't it? It turns out you've got to guess the spade suit, but if you guess the spade suit, so you take a finesse of the queen, which is probably normal because spades might break 3-1, so you're sort of finessing finessing for the queen and then finessing for the ace almost. If you do finesse the queen, you'll only lose 1 spade and 1 heart. So it turns out, believe it or not, 5 diamonds will make, and that 5 hearts doubled -2 will be a good score. So why do I say 5 hearts might go 2 off? Well, ace of diamonds lead, and North might make the speculative switch of a singleton club. And if he does, it'll go singleton club to the ace and a club ruff. So they will take that club ruff. Of course, I don't think you'll lose a spade trick though. So yeah, no, maybe it's only 1 off. Maybe it's 5 hearts. I think 5 hearts is probably only going 1 off because you'll be able to discard your spade loser on all those lovely clubs, won't you? Yeah. So I think probably it's going 1 off, but of course it's a good score. I mean, it's, you know, going off at the 5 level for the strong hands. And we've seen this on 2 hands. Isn't this amazing? The previous hands, the 23-point hands, were the ones sacrificing. Here, you've got 12 opposite 11. Again, 23 points are the sacrificing ones. And this is what happens when you get big fits. And although it doesn't look like a big fig, you think North just has 8 diamonds. Well, actually, they've got a 10-card diamond fit and a 9-card spade fit. It's a huge number of tricks making both sides. So some really interesting hands sent in. And as I say, I think this hand ended up at East-West did get to the 5 level. I mean, that's more likely if North makes the mistake, I think, of opening 3 diamonds, which allows the opponents in. Okay, and they, as I say, I think East-West will be bidding at the 5 level to try and make, and I'm not sure it'll be easy to double them. I don't think it'll be easy to double I mean, North doesn't think he's really got a defensive trick, and South might just make the ace of clubs. So on another day, for example, let's say West had the ace queen of spades, you could be, you know, 5 could be making. So I think those were interesting hands. I hope you enjoyed them. Thanks so much for sending me in so many hands. Sacrificing is great fun, and I hope you've had some fun this month. I hope you have had a go at it. Don't stop doing it, because we want to give everybody the chance to double in January, so you can do some more sacrificing in January, in of course double annually, where we'll be talking doubling again. I'll actually be, I think we're talking about responding to doubles, interestingly, because we haven't actually done that topic, but we will be focused, of course, on doubles. We always like to start the new year with that. Well, let's look at the bidding quiz before I say goodbye. And here you go. 1 spade from your right-hand opponent, which you chose to double. You've got 18 points in a doubleton spade. Your partner responds 1 no trump, and you've got to choose your rebid. So 1 spade double pass, 1 no trump. Pass, and it's your bid. Nobody is vulnerable. Have a go at that. Don't forget, you can see the answers on our website. So I hope you're enjoying the new website. We will be sending missives to those non-members out there to get you to come and have a go again, because I'm hoping it's exciting. We're going to develop it as we go along, and we are looking to develop also the beginners element. We're editing my slots that come at the end of these Mondays, which I'm going to do in a moment, and hopefully we're going to develop more as well, and we'll keep you posted with that. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll be back next week on Monday. And remember, those of you are members, that on Wednesday you've got the pairs recorded on the evening. On Friday we are at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Okay, so the Friday live is at 1 p.m. Reason for that is I'm coming back from Cornwall. Of course, you can always catch it later on the site. Okay, so thanks very much for your time. What I'm going to do now is have a look at some beginners. And we're going back to understanding no trump bids. So the same as we did last week. And we're going to be doing this over the next few weeks, practicing no trump bids. Really important. So whenever someone bids no trumps, they are showing a certain number of points. And it's our job to know what that is. And it's so tricky. I mean, it's the equivalent of a word meaning something different, let's say 20 different times. So 20 different meanings for one word kind of thing. It is really tricky. The context of these bids makes such a difference. Responders' bids are very different to openers' bids. But we can also see sometimes responders' bids change, openers' bids change as well. It's so tricky. So what I usually recommend is, as a beginner and novice, maybe having a table that has these values for you, okay? Because that allows you to not focus so much on having the numbers messing around with your mind, if that makes sense. After a time, you need to try without. You need to believe that you can find the numbers yourself. But now let's have a look at the two. And we've got the opener on the left-hand side here. So we choose an opening bid with 12 to 14 points. We choose to rebid in no trumps when we've got 15 to 17. We make a jump rebid in no trumps to 2 no trumps with 18 or 19. And with an opening hand, we will bid 2 no trumps with 20 to 22 points. So a whole range of points. So that's the opener because it's 12 or more points because you've chosen to open the bidding. The responder, of course, because you know your partner's got 12 points, a lot of your values now for no trumps are going to be less. So with 6 to 9 points, you can afford a 1 no trump response. With 10 to 12, you can afford a 2 no trump response. And with 13 to 15, well, you go 3 no trumps, which is enough for game. Well, if partners promise 12 points, add your 13 to 15, that makes 25 points or more. So we don't generally respond with the big jumps. We like to have a discussion first. So we'll often discuss the suit. So it might go 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade, then 3 no trumps. Because you've discussed the suit. And once you find you don't have a fit, you will often then decide on playing in no trumps. Can you see that? Okay. Now, knowing these values is tricky. So have a little table to help you. What we're going to do over the coming weeks is just do lots of examples of how these work. Because the idea is when someone bids no trumps, it's up to their partner to start making decisions. Does that make sense? One player says how many points he's got, the other one adds his up and tries to work out the right level for the contract. Okay, so let's have a look. Here you've got 7 points. And let's see how it goes. Your partner opens a diamond and you're going to respond 1 heart. You know, you've got to show a suit if you can. Really valuable that. It's basically allows you to have a conversation because you might be thinking, why don't you bid 1 no trump here? Well, you want to make sure that you don't have a heart fit because if your partner likes hearts, you might want to finish in 4 hearts rather than a no trump contract. So you always try to show a suit if you can at the 1 level. So 1 diamond, 1 heart, 2 no trumps from your partner. Okay, now you sit back. Your job is to identify what that means. Really important. So when trying not to guess, we're not trying to look at our hand and think, well, we've got rubbish. I've only got 7 points. There's no point. Before you do that, you have to work out what that bid means. Okay, so a jump rebid to 2 no trumps shows 18 to 19 points. Your partner has a really strong hand. Now, knowing that he's got 18 to 19 points, with your 7 points, you've got 25 or 26. You should go for game. Okay, So let's see partner's hand. There's a lot of points to add up there, but I think that's 19. 19 points he's got there. And I hope you're happy. It looks like a pretty good contract, doesn't it? You've got lots of high cards. You won't always make it. You won't always make it. But you've certainly got a reasonable chance there. You've got lots of high cards. 26 points. So I think 3 no trumps is a great contract. And certainly if you were playing mini bridge, you'd look at the 2 hands. No fit. 26 points. Let's go for 9 tricks in no trump. Okay, so that's your first adding. Basically, it is a bit like arithmetic practice, isn't it? So let's try this one. Here we've got 15 points. And it's your opening bid. You are not balanced. You have 5 diamonds and 4 spades, so it's not an unreasonable plan perhaps to open 1 diamond and perhaps rebid 1 spade. So let's see if it happens. 1 diamond from us, 1 heart from partner. And I think 1 spade. Beautiful description of your hand. Are you happy with that? Partner, I've got 5 diamonds and 4 spades. What do you think? No, that's interesting. Your partner's jumped to 2 no trumps. So am I trying to confuse you by having lots of jumps to 2 no trumps at the same time? Well, what I'm trying to do is make sure you understand that they're different bids, because this jump to 2 no trumps is by responder. So it's a distinct bid, isn't it? So again, it's our job to work out what the 2 no trump bid means. Well, if partner, I think as a responder, we said 1 no trump was 6 to 9. Your partner's jumped to 2 no trumps, so I think it's more than 6 to 9, so 10 to 12, something like that. Does that make sense? And of course, the beauty is we can add our 15. That makes game. 25 to 27 points, I'm going for game. Okay. Don't worry about your clubs, because I know you've only got 2 of them. Your partner should have something in clubs. Whenever you bid 3 suits, for your partner to think, oh, let's play in no trumps, he should have cover in the last suit. Okay, so I'm trusting my partner there. Let's have a look. Your partner has indeed got his 11 points. So we have 26 points between us. And in fact, I can see 9 tricks. Ace, king, queen, jack of clubs, ace, king, queen, jack of hearts, and the ace of spades. So I don't think there's too much trouble there. And so that's a nicely bid contract. So that's what I'm going to do each coming week for some time, probably leading us up to Christmas, focusing on the no trump bids and making sure that you're happy in all sorts of no trump auctions. Some of these are difficult for regular players, remembering what they mean. Okay, so understanding that every no trump bid is going to mean something different in a different context. Okay, so at the start, let yourself see your crib sheet, a little table that shows you your responders no trump bids and the openers no trump bids. Okay, hope you enjoyed that and see you for more soon. Thank you.